is too damn high. My mustache and haircut is too damn fly. I'm on a mission again to give the people my word. The rent around here is too damn absurd. Rent and the deficit is too damn high. Poverty and unemployment both up in the sky. Wages and education is too damn low. Economic recovery is too damn slow. This time we'll change the game. If you're running with me, then you know my name. The people in New York know I ain't no fool.
And here he is, Jimmy McMillan. He's running for mayor because the rent's too damn high. He joins us now from New York City. Welcome to the show, Mr. McMillan. What a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be here. Something is wrong in the city of New York. People are running for public office and not talking about the people. And I'm here wanted to come up with this video to disrupt the Democratic Republican Party nonsense they have been using to hypnotize voters. And it's not going to happen this election. This is why this song came out now. We timed it perfectly. And we want everyone to understand, send fear in their heart because people can't afford to pay the rent. And the court system is working against the people. The judges and the attorneys that would represent the landlords are working together. And we are uncovered it. We caught them. I have a housing case in court right now that we found that the judges and the attorneys are working together. You cannot win. So support the Rent is Too Damn High party and movement. Go to rentisTooDamnHigh.org and give us your support. Send us $1 so that we can have the resources needed moving forward in this campaign.
I got a question for you, Jimmy. New York City is one of the cities in America that has rent control. They've had rent control going back, well, pretty much 100 years. Most of the apartments in New York City are rent controlled. What more do you think the government can do to keep rent down? I mean, they're already telling landlords they can't raise the rent more than a prescribed amount.
What is going on now has nothing to do with rent control, has nothing to do with rent stabilized, has nothing to do with anything. What is going on in the state of New York is a corrupt process. Every day there's a politician being pleading guilty to a crime. What is going on in the housing court in the city of New York, you have the judges in housing court and the attorneys with the developer, with the landlord, the building owner. They are working together because the attorney firm they worked with the Judiciary Committee to appoint these judges to the bench. It had nothing to do with rent control. Their job is to get you out of that building, and they are doing that. Like I said, I have a housing case in court right now. They are doing they are breaking the law, and the judges on the bench is a favoritism toward the attorneys that represent the case because they sit on the Judicial Committee that appoint them. Rent control, rent stabilized has nothing to do with this. This is a total different direction than what has happened to the people of New York. They cannot win. They are being entrapped in housing court with a process called discovery, Article 31, that is being used against the tenants, disgracefully used against tenants to give the landlord the advantage of getting you out of those apartments, and it is working. They are taking succession rights away from tenants, and all of this is disgusting. They tried to take succession right away from me, and my son is in the military, and when he come home, where's he going to go? I have an eviction case in court right now, 06744-2011.
I'm not familiar with succession right. That's if you're covered by rent control, you want to be able to leave to your son the ability to stay in a rent-controlled apartment. I got a question for you. I want you to try to
rent stabilized law.
That's the technical term. Let me ask you to put on a different hat for a second, Jimmy. I want you to think just for 1 second like a landlord. You're thinking, okay, I'm going to build a new place in New York. I'm going to build 1,000 new apartments. But then you think, well, hang on. I can't charge what I want. I can't raise the rent as I want to because the government's going to stop me from doing so. Isn't it true, Jimmy, that rent control, rent stabilization stops landlords from building more apartments?
That's his problem. I'm here to protect the voters that are being forced out of these apartments.
But if we had tens of thousands more apartments, wouldn't that bring the price down, Jimmy?
That's his problem. That you don't get involved to be a landlord, Jimmy. You plan on doing the people wrong. But you need to get somebody to represent you. If you're a landlord, you get someone to represent you. The President Barack Obama already have money aside to protect the landlords. The problem is that we don't have anyone in America to help the landlords get this money. Remember when the President gave out $50 billion to every bank in America?
I do.
Every bank in America, every landlord, every tenant, every child who go to college, the student loan is paid for, your mortgage is paid for, because every one of us became 61% shareholders of every bank and corporation the President gave $50 billion to. This is something that we're talking about.
But Jimmy, imagine if you became a landlord. Imagine if you scraped together the dough and you became a landlord and you said, you know what, I want to increase the rent because I want to improve it. I want to build new condos or new apartments. But the government said, no, you can't do that, Jimmy, because we've got to limit the rate of increase. You wouldn't want to go into business.
Missing the point. You're missing the point.
You can't run people out there. New homes in New York. The price is going to come down, Jimmy.
You can't run people out their apartments where they raised their children all their lives because you want more money. Well, you knew this was going to happen before you got into the game. So why should you put a pair of dirty drawers on, knowing you should have watched them and could have thrown them away and got a new pair? You got into this game knowing you couldn't do that, but you're trying to force it upon the people, and I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, listen, I don't hate the players, Jimmy. I hate the game. I don't hate the players. I hate the game, and the game says you can't build an apartment in New York because if you do, then you can't get your profits out. I want to liberate New York so we have thousands of more condos going up to bring the price down. That's how to get the rent from being too damn high, Jimmy. I want the rent to be damn low.
Basketball. You hate the game of basketball.
No.
So you changed the color of the basketball, and you still you played the game according to the rules.
Yeah,
They're not playing by the rules. They are using the attorneys. They are using the attorneys and the judges to break the rules, and that is not constitution. Even the state legislative body is with the landlords because they all became tenants. Now they all are real estate moguls. They will not cut off the hands that feed them, and I'm here to let the tenants know that I got your back. Do you have mine?
Jimmy McMillan, I got your back. What's election day?
When I ran for governor of the state of New York, I tried to bring these legislative to change the legislative yard. When I ran for governor, now I'm running for mayor. It'll be a better impact and support for the people. We make sure that you cannot force people out. These are American citizens, and I don't care where you come from. You're hiding behind an LLC. You're not a citizen of the United States. We are going to have eviction-free zone in the state of New York. We are going to shut the New York City Housing Code down because the New York State Unified Housing Code System and the Bar Association allow these crooked judges and the crooked attorneys to still remain on the bar.
You're revved up, my friend. Go out there and press the flesh. Kiss some babies. Shake some hands.
That means that we are taking over to support the people the way it is wrong. We are going to set up a system that make it work for the people. Right now, rent is too damn high. I'm not going to let you run the people out of the city of New York. You're not going to run the people out of the city of New York. Rent is too damn. A one-bedroom apartment that went for $500 a month. The landlord is now charging $2,800 a month for that apartment. The landlord, he is not going by the percentage. That apartment shouldn't be that much. If the landlord went by the percentage, the apartment wouldn't be that much. If you went by the percentage, the apartment would be no more than $900 a month.
To give the people my word, the rent around here is too damn absurd. Rent.